I want to come back then to the final point in relation to the commitment of the government with regard to universal access to free GP visit cards, or free GP visit, or sometimes called the doctor-only card. And that is a commitment that was given the programme for government. That is absolutely remains the commitment of this government, that will be done before the end of the term of office of this government. It is true that we pointed a particular route to this, where we said that in the programme for government, I think we talked about going first of all to the LTI, secondly to the high-tech drugs people, and then thirdly to a form of subsidised GP visit cards. That is the route. That was certainly the aspiration in the programme for government as to how we would get to the destination. Even though that's not the particular route that we're now taking, because members know that we're and I've dealt with this before, I think in this House, certainly I have in the other House, that what we're currently examining is a different route, which is to extend GP visit cover to persons who have certain chronic illnesses. Not people on the LTI scheme, but people who have shown to have certain chronic illnesses, as part of a general, population health approach to primary care. It chimes with that. It chimes with that approach and that policy. That's the way the route we're looking at the moment. I want to emphasise again, though, that we will get to our destination. That is absolutely our commitment, to extend GP visit cards and free GP care to all of the community by the end of the lifetime of this government. That's the plan and that's the intention, and that's very much what I'm dedicated to achieving. It's absolutely the biggest priority that I have as Minister of State for Primary Care, is to make that happen. It's not without difficulty, it's not without complication. We have a Health Act of 1970 which is based on extending medical cards to people based on income and hardship, financial hardship or material hardship. For example, if we're going the route of chronic illnesses, that would extend GP cards to people on the basis of a particular illness rather than on the basis of their income or hardship. And that's conceptually a different thing, and is not without legal difficulty. And I can just say that to the House. But that doesn't take for a minute from the strength of our commitment to reach the destination of GP care, universal GP care, by the end of the lifetime of this government. The universal health insurance commitment, what we've said there in the programme for government, I absolutely still, and the Minister for Health very much holds to, which is a commitment that we didn't say we would be able to achieve universal health insurance before the end of the lifetime of this government or this Oireachtas, that we would do so in the next Oireachtas. But we have an awful lot of work to do, and I accept that. I accept that there's more work to be done in relation to precisely the model that we put in place. But the universal primary care is a necessary prerequisite of that universal health insurance system, and that's the objective that I'm most closely dedicating myself to, whilst working with the Minister for Health and the government in achieving that broader agenda of universal health insurance in the course of the coming years. So the fact that, I'm 6 months in the job now, almost exactly 6 months, and you do discover clearly that there are certain frustrations in public, I was going to say in public life, but I mean in public life and in public policy and in public administration. I don't for a moment doubt the close dedication and commitment of public servants across the board in the Department of Health and in the HSE. But this is a period of major change and reform, and it does take longer than you might hope. That certainly I have discovered, but it doesn't diminish our commitment, and it doesn't in the least set us back from what we need to achieve, which is true reform and which is a much improved health service available to people on the basis of need rather than on the basis of income.